Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Always, and welcome back to Super Hostile Modded Dalania. In the last episode, we found the magenta wool. It was right down here, and I forgot to take that out of my hand. But yeah, it was right down here, and yeah, we found the wool. We tried to figure out the button to open this, but I will be honest, I kind of knew that that was a thing. I didn't realize it was right here, but it is. So today we are going to continue exploring this place. I've dealt with the inventory best I can, and we're going to see what kind of loot we can find. Now, when we left off, there was a bad guy up here, but looks like he despawned, which is nice. It was a special dread lich, and I don't really want to deal with one of those right now. So there is an upstairs, and I think that's where we're going to go first. So let's see what we have up here. I don't like the sound of that. I also don't, in general, like the sound of anything up here. But it seems like it's just a Zen garden. Some buttons. There's jack-o'-lanterns. Okay, this is weird. This place is weird. I'm just gonna put it out there. Why is there sand up here? I guess it's a Zen garden. But I hear things. And I don't see things, which is always scary. But it might be outside. So that didn't seem to be much of anything. There was the spawner that was there, but that was about it. This is empty, so we are going to break chests as we find them. Let's kind of make sure that we didn't pass any chests back here. Cactus. There are some things here that we could like grab, but for the most part, I don't really care. So we have 47 levels. What are we gonna do with this? I forgot to put this back to what we were at, so let's just get a bunch of things. We have 10, so that's all we do. The big important thing, I should probably finish up farming. Farming at max would be nice, but let's head this direction. So there is a big library, and there's a spawner. Now, please ignore me for a moment, and then perish. Perfect. Now you need to perish. But that tells me that there's probably another spawner. I see that chest up there. And then we have a tanky zombie. Tanky zombies are not that big of a concern because we have a warhammer. Pierces. Those sound like actual blazes. Alright, let's head this direction. And avoid most conflict. But there is probably going to be more things coming down these stairs. We do need to figure out like what else is here. Those look suspicious. Probably because they are. Alright. Emergency exit. Hey, it's another secret dojo. 16 Gilded Temptations? What could that be? Is it just straight up gold? No. It took my golden apples, though. I think I know what it is. So we need to get some golden apples. We need to get 13 to 16 more. Yeah, it took the golden apples, so that is pretty you know, pretty obvious what it is. What's the... Okay, the emergency exit is because... I was saying this in the last episode. This is... Well, I don't know what that is. I don't like it, but I don't know what it is. I'm gonna proceed with caution. There's no way coming back. Okay. So, this is a dungeon, a map, however you want to classify it. Let's also grab some more torches. This is a dungeon that was from Super Hostile Online. And the reason why that's important is because in Super Hostile Online you played in adventure mode. So there was no breaking blocks. The reason why the last wool was really easy was because we didn't have to worry about that, you know? So these guys drop golden apples. You are a marksman skeleton. You dropped a golden apple. Nothing in there. Bunch of things in here, including more golden apples. Just get everything we can in there. Inventory is going to be a problem. So there is a skeleton guy right there. And they're spawning right there. Alright. Let's just get rid of you. And I heard a skeleton fall, but I mostly just want to get rid of the spawners. Perfect. Okay. Let's put a torch here. So we have 4 golden apples. Hey. You may be a marksman, but you're not very smart. Okay. So spider made me jump. Not gonna lie. Creeper. Skeleton warrior. You I don't really want to deal with. You're a banshee, I believe. Okay, they're spawning from up above. That's fine. Alright, you are weird. Raging zombie. Skeleton warrior. Just wanted to put a torch up there. I did see a chest. Now, how you're supposed to get that normally? I don't know. But we're just gonna do one of these. And there is another golden apple. So cave spider. No. I said no. Let's get some light up here. So there's obviously things everywhere. And something is shooting up above. Spider, don't make me come down there. Alright. Okay. We should be okay up here for right now. Gotta be very, very careful. And we're just going to grab the rest of the stuff in the chest. Random loot chest. Oh yeah. The spawner is literally right there. So let's murder some spiders. There are many things down here. Do not hit the creepers, please. And cool. So there's obviously things above us. Most notably, there is some ice wraiths, because that's what makes the teeing sound. The guys that are icy makes icy sounds. So we have 9. I don't know if it needs to be all at once or not. I'm going to bet that it does. Alright, so let's retreat for just a moment so we can kind of sort the inventory and all that kind of fun stuff. And also do that. So I have some golden apples. I don't have 16, and I'm positive that's what it is because it took my golden apples. So it's clear that that's what it wants. So I guess, I mean, I could always go back home. We do have golden apples at home. We also have gold and apples, but I think we should be able to find enough here as long as we don't use too many more. And murdering the normal mobs, they have different loot drops, so that is something that we can do and get what we want. How's our armor looking? Our armor is looking fine, so we need to go upstairs, and hopefully it's not too terrible up there. We'll deal with inventory stuff later, but okay. Zombie. There's at least, I think there's a spawner right here. Yep. Zombies. As long as we don't get too many of those, which I guess it's you, or I guess it's your zombie friend. Another zombie friend. And you're full of parasites. That's not fun. That's actually not that bad, though. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get rid of you. Don't scream. Perfect. Okay. So you are annoying. There is another spawner. It's probably up. Ow. There. We need to eat. Let's light this area up a little bit. No, there's not an obvious spawner, at least. Okay. So there is another golden apple. Perfect. And, ooh, you are going to be hard to hit. A fast purple zombie is terrible. That is really bad luck. There's 13. So if it does carry over, that would be what we needed. Also, there's the spawner form. Let's go ahead and put anything back that we can. Alright, and we need to eat. We can also get farming up another level. Never taking the one thing ever again. There's a spider over there. You're a fast spider, too. Oh, hi. Okay, so let's just... Where is... Okay, I don't know. But, walk straight as an arrow shaft. That is probably what just opened up something. I almost said that might be what opened up the wool area, but I don't know. Might not be. So let's just dump everything in here. I don't really care. I can sort through inventory stuff later. Other than just grab a bunch of this stuff and put all of it in here. Okay, that's a little bit better. So we have a spider. Now that doesn't stay on very long, so I do want to see. Walk as straight as an arrow shaft. I'm going to guess means, because it doesn't stay on very long. Is it that? So what we can do to test is, okay, we have all the things that we need for the one thing. Let's get rid of the creeper. Dispensers. Furnaces. This is obviously a kitchen. That is just straight up iron blocks. Because again, this was made with adventure mode. Things like this is fantastic. Okay, so there's still a guy somewhere shooting at something somehow. But I think we've gotten pretty much everything taken care of. I do want to see. That probably broke this guy. That actually might be. Let's hit that and let's run over to where the wool was. Oh. That's where he's at. So it's would be on the other side of the place, I guess. And they slowed me, I think. I just want to see if that is in fact the button that opens things or not. Otherwise, I don't know where the button is, but I would imagine that it is. There is a really easy way to tell. I guess instead of... So there is a thing we can do. We're going to grab some redstone torches and make this a lot simpler. Rather than having something that's on a timer, why don't we just replace the button with a constant signal? And then we can see which one that opens. Also, we can go ahead and get rid of all the other loot, whatnot. Wouldn't surprise me if this opens from something like we can just, honestly, we can break this. It goes this way. It goes up. And around. And then this way. Oh, because it's both. Okay. And then this goes this direction. Very, very far. Sometimes it's easier to find the secrets than it is to figure out how to get the secrets to open. I don't... Okay, then it turns. It goes down. And then it turns and it's right here. Which is... Seriously, that button, all the way on the other side, opens the door. And then you have to run back over there. So yeah, the one that's obvious does seem to be the one that is actually... Wow, and it stays open that long. That is terrible. Oh, I'm sorry, Vex, but that is mean. We'll go back down there in a moment, but let's just go ahead and put a redstone torch at the other button. And I would have never found the one. This one is at least obvious. So what we can do is we can just break that, put a redstone torch, and it will keep that open. So it was, okay, to be fair on that, it was Super Hostile Online. It was multiplayer. Multiplayer means you can have friends, presumably anyways. And at the very least, you can have somebody else hit the button so that you can get into the secret area. Granted, you have to trust that person to do it, and then they have to trust you to, you know, well, like, you have to trust them to do it, and they have to trust you that you'll let them in as well, but, like, still. So we have 18 golden apples. It says 16 gilded temptations. Okay, we needed it all at once, but we got urban combat bow. Unbreaking, decent range, decent at melee. Oh, okay. So it has 6 attack damage when you hit things with it. Interesting. Was it worth the golden apples? Yeah. I don't really care about the golden apples, I'll be honest. Okay, so I think... I mean, other than the ice wraiths that keep spawning and the mysterious zombies occasionally, is there anything else? There is a little bit more iron here. Might as well grab it. Don't care about dispensers. I mean, quartz is something else that we can use. I don't need it right now. I'm going to need lapis and redstone to improve my XNet stuff. Is there redstone signal things off of that? No. But, yeah, so let's go see that the door is open from the redstone lamp button. And then I guess we get out of here. We have another wool, which is nice, but that means we have to go figure out where to go next. Well, that tells me where they are. Okay. So is it? It is night. It is very much night. We are going to sleep right here. So there are some more places that we can go. And I think something that we might do for the rest of this episode. Last episode was very long. Spoilers, I recorded it right before I recorded this one. But, like, not the biggest deal. There was stuff out here. What is that? I don't know what that sound is. Yeah, there is like a chest here that has a bunch of stuff we'll take. But like, how are you supposed to get into this? Because again, you don't have access to... Maybe if you had jump boost, you might be able to get up here. I don't know. But yeah, that is always the like thing with some of these areas, is they were intended to be made in or they were made to be completed in adventure mode. And so there is a little bit of a question of what was expected of you. Alright, let's just murder you. I don't care about you, but I'm gonna grab this. I don't know what that noise was. It was probably something very angry. But I just want to get out of here. All these ice wraiths are just annoying. There are so many of them. So I think something that we could do... I'm going to tell you guys what. I am going to head back to... so the magenta wool is completed. I am going to head back to the base. Excuse you. Why are you not attached to your lead? Let's grab our bed. And I'm going to head back to the base. I'm going to de-loot. We can do a little bit of looting stuff there. And then, honestly, we might do a little bit more adventuring today, but I think we're just going to go de-loot and then figure out where we want to go for next time. So, I will meet you guys back at the base. Alright, so I've gotten rid of most of the loot. Most of it is not that important. Someday we'll have levels again. But we do have the magenta wool, which I do believe is the third. Orange, magenta, yes. So light blue is the next, and we don't know anything about the light blue, so that's unfortunate. Oh well. So we have Infernal Tier 1, 2, 3, Spawner Loot. We do have a repeatable hunting quest. I already took the tokens. We can get some copper, loot list 1, and some experience. So we have a variety of things that we can take. Let's go ahead and do Infernal Tier 1. Most of it's probably not great, but a little bit of lapis is actually nice. That is something that we are going to want. Buff elixirs, golden apples, a lot of things. Oops, kind of want my grape juice. And pelts. Okay, so we have Infernal Tier 2. And we have Protection 1 books. Infernal Tier 3. We have some other things. We have another enchanted book currently on the ground. There is not too much with the lower tier stuff that I really care about anymore. I'll be blunt, just because we don't really need it. We've progressed past that. Protection 4 is nice. Astral Diamonds are nice. Loot list 2. So we have 4 loot list 1s, loot list 2s. Alright, let's do the spawner loot first. And just do that. Alright, bunch of things. Care packages. Amethyst. Raw materials. Always nice. Loot list 1. Lapis block. That is like the best thing. Loot list 2. Heart container. Ring of the Battle Mage and Arcane Defense. To be fair, we don't have any reason not to wear that stuff. By the way, I got so I've been opening the Adorables from one of the farming quests. Gives us some Adorables things, and basically it's just a bunch of dolls and whatnot. Some spawn eggs as well, but there was a book on face that we got on, I think it's over here still. I don't know where I put it, I'll be honest. It's not in there. And it has some abilities. By the way, our see how much we have, almost a stack of grapes. This still has power. One of the big things, there's a quest that we can do that will give us things that have an infinite amount of power. And also this is outside of our loaded zone, so we could actually chunk load this. This has not been chunk loaded. So let's go ahead and do that. We have 50 chunks that we can keep loaded at all times. So might as well. And black apple seed. Oh, that's a better nether thing. Okay, I don't know where I put it, if I have it or not. I've been mostly putting them, but there's no reason that we shouldn't have accessories on. Just because, why not? Care packages. Ooh, came with some nostalgic food. Buff elixirs. And a random spell, which we don't know. Alright, so let's go grab that. So there is a couple more things that I want to do for odd reasons. So we're going to grab a scroll of identification so we can see what spell this is. Reversal. Okay. Let's go ahead and put that away. We do have a bunch more grape juice now, which is nice. I'm going to store the rest of that. We also got some honey bottles. That's nice. That is actually something we need for the master farming quest. We need 64 bottles of honey. So you know what? We'll go ahead and submit that. Because honey is a little bit of a pain to get. Requires honeycomb, which we have plenty of now, but it also requires things that are not so nice. So let's put all this stuff away. Might as well use a heart container. Doesn't hurt. And then I want to do something weird. We're going to take a block of diamond, a block of iron, and a block of gold, and we're going to turn it in. Because there is a quest. It is the old school adventure awaits. It is the classic task of having a block of iron, one of each. If you've played any of the Super Hostiles, this is always the other 3 items that you need, always, in addition to all the wool. Sometimes there's more, sometimes there's less. Well, not there's less, but there's sometimes more. But that's going to give us another Sterling generator, which is what I want. I don't really care about the Victory Monument. Maybe we'll do something with that later. That could be cool. But the big thing I want is I want to be able to make a tree farm specifically for ironwood. Ironwood trees grow really tall, and it's a pain to chop them down. But we can get an ironwood farm, which means that we can get ironberry juice. So that is kind of the whole idea with that. I am slowly kind of working towards getting all the things that we're going to need so that we can basically have, so yeah, I have ironberries here, ironberry juice, grapes here, grape juice, extra seeds go there. We have so many honeycombs, which to make honey, you need purified water, sugar, and chili peppers, which is a bit of a pain. But if we can do the master farming bundle, we get a bunch of things, including 64 random ingots and 10 levels. So that is nice, but it requires bone mushrooms and these Lucius spores, which are annoying. This one doesn't give us as much of good stuff, but it's a lot easier. Still, there is a few things that we should probably work towards base-wise, but like this is one that I really want to do. Although it requires a lot of ironwood, not a problem. Olive wood, not too much of a problem. I don't know how to get mandrakes and taproots, and then poppies, dandelions, and astral diamonds. Where is the thing? So I had like trader spawn egg and stuff like that. Let's look one more time, and then I will probably end the episode because it is that time. So I'm gonna continue farming. I think next time, I don't know where I want to go. There is definitely something here at this spire, I do believe. We can go here. There's something there. The dead library was there, so there was something in this area. We could always look into this. There is something there. There's something there. So we have options. I don't know which one's going to be what we take. I'll kind of think about where I want to go and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, I did have this trader egg, which I don't know exactly what it is. But I got it from this, and I've gotten a couple of the ornate ice fans. I got a harpy nest. The thing in here, yeah, it was a overly affectionate death word. I don't know if I actually got that or not. No, I didn't. Okay, so I just got the normal one. Let's come back here and see what this is. Hi, you're a villager. Okay, so for trader tokens, you'll give me a bunch of stuff, and if I give you things, you give me trader tokens. Okay. Is there anything that you have that is particularly good? Not really. Dungeon chest might be nice. Okay, we can get it. Sell items in this slot. So, okay. Anyways, she might disappear. So that is going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We are going to go find a new dungeon next time. Whether it is a wool dungeon or a normal dungeon, we'll figure something out. But we'll go exploring next time and see what we can do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!